And trust me, I'm forever like stepping backwards or trying to step round the dog and tripping over loads of bottles. So I managed to condense the space that it was taking up. And I was like, I need to get something to like stand it on, like a 2 tier system. Do you know where on one tier I can have like bottles led down, like bottles of pop, and then on the other level I can have bottles stood up on it, and then a space to put the dog food or whatever. Because I initially thought a few weeks ago that I could put my fridge freezer where where the dryer is, and put the dryer on top of the washer, because I saw someone had done that on here who has the same house as us on here a little while ago. And I was like, oh. And I was like to my dad, oh, why don't we put the fridge freezer where the dryer is and put the dryer on top of the washer? I said, because that will free a lot of space up, and where the fridge freezer is now, I can get something to put there to put all my drinks on, you know, the ones that are obviously not in use. And he was like, oh, the freezer won't fit in the same space. He went, measure it, you'll find that out. And I never measured it, but when I look, I'm thinking, I don't think it will fit there, because I'm sure the fridge freezer is wider than the dryer, and the dryer just fits in that gap. So it is a shame that I can't do that. So there's nowhere else to put the fridge freezer, because on the wall as you go in the room, there's like a pan rack on the wall, and then there's a radiator. The radiator where the fridge freezer could go against the wall there, because I feel like it takes up too much room where it is, and I feel like the bottles could be stood on something. So I'm gonna eventually get something to go there, but I just seem to be more motivated than I've been in months, and I don't know why. But that's why I wanted to start to, you know, when I said I'm going to set a timer for an hour every day, you know, that hour might be stuff that I would normally do, but I'm not getting much done at the moment. And I'm still doing stuff outside the hour, don't get me wrong, I'm still doing essential things, but compared to how much I used to do, I'm not doing that much. And I think that all, like, everything started to fall apart last year, because as I said, I used to spend all Sunday cleaning, and like I'd do a cleaning and tidying for a good 5 hours out of the day, and I did stop, and if there was a film on, I'd watch a film, or I might watch a TV show or whatever, but I still kept going for a good 5 hours. And yeah, as I said, it worked non-stop 5 hours, but there'd be times where I'd like keep going for 2 hours and get stuff done, then I might have a little break and then carry on. And I want to get into a better routine where I am spending a chunk of the Sunday doing stuff at my dad's home. Anyway, guys, so I did manage to edit 6, I think, in total, but I think that includes my other content video that I put up this morning. But yeah, I'll talk about this week. But like over the last couple of days, I've made some kind of plans. I mean, I don't mean plans as in plans on going out or anything, but what I want to do with my week, or well, I'm not going to dramatically change my week, but I mean things that I want to do this week, because it's my birthday in a week today. Oh God, do you know what? I think I said this yesterday. October has just flown by. Like, October normally takes forever, and it's my favourite month of the year. A, because I love that it's autumn and it's going to be Halloween, and then the next day it's my birthday. But I just also like the feeling of August. August. Oh my God. Do you know what? I wish I could go back to August and do August again. But do you know what I mean? Like, October's nearly long, and like it smells different outside, and it's like crisper, and the leaves are falling off the trees, and October's nearly 5 weeks long. If you look on the calendar, you'll see it's like 4.5 weeks long, and it seems to go really slowly. But here I am, 7 days away from being another year older. I mean, I don't like my birthday. If you've watched me long enough, you will know I do not like my birthday, and I've not made any plans for my birthday. Didn't make any last year, and I had the best birthday last year than I had in years because I didn't have any plans, and I didn't have the opportunity or the chance to get stressed out about what was or wasn't happening that day. Guys, I was opening my Amazon boxes and then I was like, well, I never show you what I buy these days from Amazon. Anyway, I just thought I'll show you what I get, because some days, like I said, some days I get something every day. I don't mean like loads of stuff. Sometimes it might just be a packet of biscuits, as you can see. In case you don't know, I'm doing the 10,000 calorie challenge today. It's nearly 1 p.m. and I've not eaten since I got back up again, except for a few nuts, but they're way too salty. But I know I need to get through that packet. So my kitchen hand wash is about to run out, which I noticed last night. I thought this isn't even going to last Monday. The one in my bathroom's just about to run out, and even though I do have a second on the go, it's very drying on the hands. And it was more expensive, it was like £6, and the one that I'm using is a Carex one. So I went on, and it was £5 for 6. There was another fragrance, I think, in that, like for £5. And I spotted these and I thought these might help me get to my 10,000 calories. I do have another box, by the way, to open and show you. I took some out and I was like, oh, I'll get my camera, because, you know, all you ever see is me. Well, you don't even see me anymore. So yeah, I have a packet of carrots. Do you know what? Early lockdown, I washed my hands more than ever for about 2-3 months. And I'm always one of those people that washes their hands regularly, frequently anyway. This is the one I got. It's the moisture one. Sometimes these moisture ones leave this weird feeling on your hand that I don't love. But when it's £5 for 6, and these are normally reduced to around £1 or a little bit more, depending on the shop, I thought, well, I can't not get them. So it's Dermacare Antibacterial Hand Wash Eco Refill System. So one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen. I don't know if the downstairs toilet one needs replacing yet, but I've got 4. But as I said, I was washing my hands more than ever, and I'm a regular hand washer anyway. My dad says I wash my hands too much, but I don't think I do. And it's all because even before this whole thing, when I came home, no matter where I'd been, before I'd even unpack the shopping, if I had shopping, I would wash my hands. And then, if I did have shopping, I'd unpack the shopping and wash my hands again. So, obviously now they want you to do that, but before I was doing that anyway. But I realised that during early lockdown, probably the first, well, maybe till like August time, I was washing my hands more than ever. And as I said, I do wash my hands a lot anyway, so. But now I've noticed in the last month or so, I don't wash my hands as much, but I probably still wash my hands more than the average person. And obviously when I go out, I do wash my hands often. So yeah, I got them. But yeah, I was washing my hands, I was like, oh, this isn't going to last till I go to the shop. The kitchen's looking relatively tidy for us. I have done some work to it. More needs doing, but I think I said, like, I had to move stuff, and then I put stuff somewhere else and it'll cut up until I can move that again. So it's going to be a long process, but it is already looking better with what I've done so far. So I think it'll probably spur me on, you know, to carry on, because sometimes it's hard to keep motivated. There's one by is it Dettol? I can't remember the brand, and it has E45 in, and I had that, and it took me ages to get through because I didn't like what it put on my hands. It puts like moisturiser on, but it doesn't feel quite like moisturiser. It feels a little bit tacky, and it was the one that Mrs. Hinch always got. She thought, oh, this is brilliant, and then loads of people got it, me included. This box is massive. Right, so I thought the boxes were going to be in the usual place. So I went out to find them, and honestly, I've not washed my hair in a week. I think I did it last Tuesday, so it's Monday now. Not washed my hair in a week. It's down, it's like really messy. I've got a night dress on that's got Lady and the Tramp on, and I've got a 3/4 length baggy pyjama bottoms on. So I'm really attractive outside trying to find my parcels. And they were both this size. I'm like, where are they? So I had to go out the back door because they'd put them somewhere else. But getting out the back and trying to get past things, I had to stand on the wet grass. I had my slippers on, but I could still feel it like really soft under my feet. And then they were so heavy. Well, the other one was heavy. This one wasn't as heavy. And I'm like trying to, I wanted to carry them back in one go because it's so windy today. Like the wind is really bad. And it says it's going to rain. And I don't like it, you know, when it's windy and rainy. I hate it. Oh, I don't think I can show you what's in this box. Oh, sorry guys. You can't see what is in here. If I put on here, you'd know lots more about me. Because you don't know everything about me. Oh wow. Because I do have a life away from the internet. I want one of these. I wish I could show you what it was, but I can't. It's absolutely gorge. That was pointless because I literally can't show you the details. This box, because as I said, my entire life does not go on the internet. There's so much about me that you don't know. So, just about to wash my hands because that's what I do when I open parcels. As soon as I've finished opening them, I wash my hands. And this is the hand wash that I'm currently using. I think it's only about £1.75 currently on Amazon. And as you can see, it's literally right at the bottom. There's a bit right at the bottom. I've had this ages because I've had other ones on the go at the same time which have run out. But it's the Method Botanical Garden plant-based hand wash. It's florally but not the headachy type of flooring. It's just got a tiny bit at the bottom. So it has lasted me a long time. I've got another one here by Method, I'll show you in a sec. I'm just washing my hands. That I got early lockdown when I couldn't get much else. And on the back of the sink is something that needs throwing out because even though it looks like there's a bit in the bottom, nothing's coming out. And it's the Boots Cleansing Hand Wash Antibacterial. I think it was less than £1 and it was quite good. The other one's in the downstairs toilet. And that's probably going to last my dad ages because he doesn't always wash his hands. But this I recommend if you can get. It's less than £1. It's the biggest one ever. It's like half a litre, 500ml. So that needs throwing out. And then I normally have about 2 on the go all the time. So this I'm not as keen on. It's a bit. It's the Method Sweetwater plant-based foaming hand wash. So the foaming ones, as you can see, I've got quite a few hand washes left in that, but I like to have a couple on the go. So when the other one that I've just shown you, that the botanical one, I'll use that alongside this. But the thing about foaming anything, it's a lot more drying on the skin. It's not great. That's why I didn't use it as often, and I didn't love it. I need to look in the downstairs toilet to see how low down my other one is. Oh God, you can tell he really washes his hands. It's only down to the top of the label, do you know the top bit of the label? And he's had that months. Makes me think he's even washing his hands. He goes in there, but... And I have to get him to go in there because sometimes he doesn't. But it's funny, I think I said this at the time. When it needed replacing, he said to me, that hand wash that's in the bathroom, I feel like it's not cleaning my hands. Leaves them nice and soft, but it doesn't clean them. And the one that was in there was just a normal hand wash. So I'm thinking, why is it leaving his hands super soft? Like, do I need to get one for me? Like, I was like really confused by it. And I went in, and I'm not joking, he was washing his hands with hand lotion. because I had a matching set in there by Sanctuary, which I didn't love. That's why I put it in there, because I got it for myself to have in my bathroom, but I didn't love it, so I put it in the downstairs one with the matching hand cream. And he was washing his hands, he was getting them wet, he was putting hand cream on them, rinsing it off, and he's like, oh, my hands are nice and soft. Yeah, because you're washing your hands with bloody hand cream. What's wrong with you? I mean, it was obvious it was hand cream. I mean, he's like, oh, I wondered why it wasn't lathering up. Oh my God. So I gave him that big giant one, and he's had that months, at least August time, at least. And mine's empty. I've entered nearly another one, and yeah, so it just goes to show he's not washing his hands. So I'm doing a 10,000 calorie food challenge. I went to bed with these nuts. I tried to eat them, but I couldn't. So I've got a pain down my left arm. I hope I'm not having a heart attack. I woke up in the strangest position. I was on my back, but kind of twisted half to the left. I had my right leg, like, do you know, with my knee bent, with the sole of my foot on the bed. So, like, you know what I mean, like my leg was up, well, my foot was on the bed, but my leg was up against my body with my knee up in the air. Then I had my left leg hooked around my right leg, probably holding it against my body, half leaning to the left, but turned to the right. So no wonder I've woken up with a really bad back, with a really bad back, because of the position I was curled up in. No, I don't know what to bloody eat, because I don't feel that hungry, but I didn't last night when I started eating. This 10,000 calorie challenge is going to be the death for me. I think I'm going to have a curry, even though I'm not hungry, with a naan bread, because that'll be about 1,000 calories. I can't start off with something sweet. If I start with something sweet, it'll ruin me. Because a lot of the reason why at the moment I'm able to eat as little as I'm eating, which isn't actually a plan, this isn't planned how little I'm eating, is because I'm having, like, I might get up and have something super small around this time of day, and then like 4, 5, 6 o'clock I'll have a meal, a proper meal. Then I'm not really hungry, but then every time I come in the kitchen I just get a snack. It's like yesterday, I got up and I had a cinnamon bun and a coffee, and then about 4:30 I had, what did I have? Oh my God, what did I have? Oh, half of the heater kit from Asda, so I had the other half the night before, with some rice. Then, about half an hour later, I had a Magnum, even though I wasn't hungry. I started eating it, I'm like, I'm not hungry, and I'm like, well, you're eating it now, and I could have had that today to help with the calories. So I'm like, I don't know why you bet that. And then every time I come in the kitchen, I wanted to get a snack, and I kept reaching for stuff. I'm like, no, you can't eat until midnight now, because I decided to go all those hours without food, which could have backfired on me. It could have made me more hungry. Oh no, it could have made me less hungry, because sometimes when I don't eat, and I am not the only one with this, but sometimes if I don't eat, and then, you know, when you get hungry and then you get past the point of hunger where you're not really hungry anymore, and then you can't really eat, I thought, oh, I could end up at that stage, but I didn't want to wait and fill my stomach up, so I was just drinking Diet Coke basically, which probably kept my stomach a little bit full. And then I kept busy all night. I hadn't planned on keeping busy all night, I'll be honest. I planned on doing stuff till about 10 o'clock and then sitting down and watching a film. But what I was doing took me so long that before I knew it, it was like 10 to midnight, and then I was still doing stuff right up until midnight, because the plan was to come and put the oven on and then put in the flatbread, just before midnight, so it's cooked just after midnight, and I didn't get it in the oven till about maybe 12:10, and it's, oh god, it was so hard to eat. And then I went straight onto ice cream, and I finished the ice cream tub, but I didn't feel very well afterwards, and I couldn't get to sleep last night, and I kept waking up, and I think it was because of what I'd eaten, to be honest. But I'm going to stop filming because I've got to film for the video that I'm filming. Guys, I need to stop filming. When do I not say that sentence? But I really do, because I've got loads of videos. I think I've edited up to either last Saturday or Sunday, and I don't mean the weekend that's just gone, because it was Sunday yesterday and now it's Monday. But I think that's where I'm up to, I think. But also I'm filming heavily today because I'm doing the 10,000 calorie challenge, and I've not even managed to eat 4,000 yet, because if you've watched the video, I'm still on the packet of nuts, which taste nice but they're super salty, and I've still got 4 biscuits left to eat and to finish my curry off. I mean, what time is it? What time is it? Oh my god. 4 o'clock. So in 8 hours, I've got to eat another 6,500 calories. And I'm full. I'm really thirsty. I've had some Diet Coke, which I know fizzy stuff you shouldn't really drink. When I'm so thirsty, I'm going to go and finish the biscuits in a minute. I'll bring the nuts up with me and maybe some water or maybe a coffee. I'm going to have a bath. I'm trying to it's the week leading up to my birthday, and I decided that I am going to treat myself this week. So I'm going to, well, not treat myself, but I'm going to get dressed every day. I mean, I've not managed that so far yet. And I don't mean dress like I would go out the house, but, you know, leggings and like an oversized jumper or t-shirt dress or something. And I'm going to put makeup on every day. I'm also going to work on my skin, because my skin is so acne prone. Like, I've got full on acne, and it's probably because of what I'm eating, and also I do have maskne. I've got acne from a maskne. It's really weird to say that, isn't it? And so I've got that going on as well as acne from eating poorly. But you know what's ironic? I'm on the 10,000 calorie challenge, and I've not been eating properly for weeks. I'm having one main meal a day. Sometimes I'll have breakfast and then I'll snack all the time. So I want to stop that. I had loads of energy yesterday. Like, I felt better than I felt in ages energy wise. And now I feel my body full of crap, which is probably going to make me feel ill for days. So no logic in that, is there? But I just thought I'd say hello. I feel so full. And every time I think about the curry in the kitchen that I've got to finish, I feel sick. I've not even done 5,000 calories yet. Like, I wanted to have done that by this point. So I'm going to go and finish the biscuits and get a drink, like I said. I'm going to run a bath. I'm going to have a bath. I'm going to have a shower. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to like proper pamper myself this week. I'm going to do face masks. I'm going to tint my lashes. I'm going to do my nails. Might do my toenails for once. I'm going to tan. I'm going to tan tomorrow. And just like, you know, do hair masks, because my hair is like in a horrific state. So I'm just going to pamper myself, but also I'm going to sort the house out over the week. Like, I'm doing an hour every day where I just do stuff for an hour, and then on top of what I do anyway, but I'm doing the hour just to make sure that I just do stuff for a full hour, because not much is getting done. Oh yeah, I'll just tell you a story quickly. Whilst the idiot's outside, I think we all know who by now the idiot is. So yesterday, my dad, well, I was like, oh god, you know, yesterday I'm full of energy, vacked all downstairs, I think I said in, and I mopped. And as I start mopping, him next door's out, and his mum's out, and she's kicking a ball to him. It hit my car a couple of times, which annoyed me, because I'm pretty sure if I kicked a ball and it hit their car, they'd have something to say about it. and he kept running, like sometimes you'd kick it past him and he'd like run into the road, the main bit of the road where the drivers drive like idiots, the ones that live behind on the street. And then all of a sudden she went, let's she told him to play at the side of my house basically, which if you're in the house and they're playing football or Kirby, all you hear is bang, 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 bang. And the higher up in the house you get, the louder it is because it travels up the wall. And during lockdown, when they were all playing out, I had that for 4 or 5 hours a day, and it was affecting me. And they were constantly running in and out the garden, and my dad kept telling them, he kept saying, please stay out the garden. They're like, well, the ball's going in. He's like, but if you played properly, it would never go in. Because the hedge is at least 6 foot tall. So if you're playing Kirby, and like, it's still going over that, like, you're not playing it properly. So eventually they stopped coming in, the other children, but him next door, because apparently his mum keeps telling him he's allowed to, even though we've asked her not to. We've asked her not to. We've asked her to tell him to stop coming in the garden. She keeps telling him that he's allowed in our garden whenever he wants. So she's causing the problem here. So anyway, they were playing, and he kept running in and out, and he was playing with his mum, and she kept sending him. You could hear her say, "Go and get the ball." So I was like to my dad, he's running in and out the garden. And he's just recently got a new phone and he's not downloaded the app so he can look at the cameras. So he's like, well, I need to set up my phone. So when you first set it up, you have to stand outside under one of the cameras and you press something on your phone and it makes this really loud noise and you hold it directly under the main camera and it's meant to connect your phone to the main camera. And it can be annoying, I'll be honest, it's a little bit annoying. But once it's on your phone, it's on your phone. But he's not downloaded it. So he's like, well, I need to do that. I said, well, you can't at the moment because I've just mopped the floor. That's why I'm sat on the stairs, because I sat on the stairs. Because I mop myself up to the stairs, basically. So when it had dried, he'd come down. He's like, right, I'm going to go and connect my phone. And because I think I've said it, I needed the camera moving because it's, well, do you know what? It's not even, it's showing. It weren't showing what I wanted it to show, but now it's not even showing half of what it showed before. We've moved it to show something else. Well, it's still showing, well, I can't say on the internet, but my car's still on it, and other things are still on it, but not what I want on it. But we're getting a new camera this week, so that's going to show the other stuff. So it went out there, and it kept not connecting, and by the time he went out there, they'd literally, just as he first went out there, they stopped playing football at the side of the house, and I think she saw my dad come out because you could, if she where she was stood, she could see him. So they stopped, and then they went in, and then my dad was in and out the house because it won't connect, and he kept needing the Wi-Fi password. He kept coming in and asking me to tell him what it is. It's not my password that I've chose. It's just on the router, but I've taken a picture of it so I didn't have to keep going to the router. So he kept coming in and having to put it back in. And every time he come in, he was like, bloody hell, he's so loud, isn't he? And I'm like, well, yeah. He said, it's worse when you're out there. I said, I know. And he's like he's got no volume control. But most parents, if the child is getting too loud, they would either say to them, keep it down, or they'd call them over and say, keep it down or else you're going in. And they never once tell him he's going to go in. And even my dad said it sounds like he's being murdered because it literally sounds like someone's murdering him all the time, constantly. They're screaming. So he was in and out, and then next door started to play with like a tennis ball, and his stepdad was stood next to my car, and he was taking it in turns with his mum and his sister to throw it down to his stepdad. So as you can imagine, he kept throwing it towards my car, and his stepdad was just about managing to catch it, and I think that's why the stepdad was stood near my car, because they knew if it hit my car, my dad was outside, my dad would have said something, because if the tennis ball hits your car, it's likely to dent or scratch it more so than a football, because the bigger the object, the less damage it will cause, believe it or not. So there was a few times, because my dad come in, he's like, they're in the 40s yet they're throwing a tennis ball to each other, because he turned round when he and his wife, the evil one, Helen, was throwing it to each other. He's like, they're in the 40s, like children should be playing it, not them. So there was a couple of times where it went past and my dad was like coming in and going, when it goes past him, it's the child throwing it, Leo. He said it's not when she's throwing it, it's Leo. He's like, and he said it looks like he's deliberately trying to throw it so he can't catch it. I don't think Leo gets the concept of catch.